Flow problems, backflow special. Just a few quick questions to clarify backflow. So what does backflow mean? It means you're flowing from the sink to the source. So the flow of the arrows is from sink to source, depending on the cut. We're going to actually focus a lot on this cut here, D to C, and show that it does depend on the cut. All right, so let's have a look at a couple of cuts and compare them. Let's take a cut like so. B, you can see, is on the source side, and B then flows to D. So that's forward flow. A on the source side flows to D, that's okay. But if we start here at D and go to C, you can see that we've actually started, D is on the sink side, we followed the arrow up to C, so that is backflow. We went from sink to source. And lastly, we can look at this 3, that C is on the source side, it's gone to the sink, that's okay. So it's 3 plus 5 plus 4, which is 12. Very important to note that the backflow. Now, remembering that we said that this highlighted yellow edge was a backflow, what if we cut just straight through like that? Well, A to C, that is a definitely forward flow, source to sink, ignoring the red line, we're just looking at the green one. But if you look here now, D to C, D is on the source side of the green line, so that counts. So it's going to be 8 plus 10, and then this one is still, D is on the source side going to the sink side, so that all adds up and we get 8 plus 10 plus 3 is 21. So in the red cut, the highlighted yellow line is backflow, but for the green cut, the highlighted yellow line is actually forward flow. So that's what we mean by it depends on the cut. Just check each cut individually. Now I like this question because it's another beautifully drawn one, but also because of this lovely edge here, which can look quite tricky. It can look like it's going sink to source naturally, but again, it depends on your cut. Let's see this cut here. We've got this 8, which is going source to sink. C is on the sink side of that line. So sink to source, following the arrow, that means that 3 does not count. But B is actually on the source side still of that line, and if it goes to the C, you do include that one. So it looks like backflow, but is not backflow. This 4 is backflow because D is on the sink side, and we follow the arrow to B, so that is not included. And just be very careful because sometimes it doesn't look very much like you can see that, but actually that 5 is included, and that went from B to sink. That is forward flow. So we have crossed, and the 8 is okay, the 3 is okay, and the 5 is okay. You have to look quite carefully for this one. 8 plus 3 plus 5, that gets me 16. All right, let's see if there's any change with another cut. So I'm just going to remove all that red. Let's choose green. Now, if I do a classic straight down the guts sort of cut, if I follow A to B, that's okay. But if I follow B to C, this time that's not okay because B is actually on the sink side of that line. If I go C to D, the 8 is okay. And C to E, the 4 is okay. So that one also has a cut of 16. But can you see how that highlighted edge for the red cut, it's not backflow, and for the green cut, it is backflow. And that's an important thing to note. Don't look at the direction of the line, look at the relationship between the start and the finish of the edge. Hey, I got an email from a parent. Apparently, great format, clarity, humor, and fun, but still gets down to business. Love that review. So just remember, everybody, your mum rates me.